What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Outchopper channel, coming to you with a 3-game edition of NBA Lindy's Lean Sykes and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a proud center for great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Hey, 3, that's better than 2, which has been the last 2 days. Again, NBA Cup, I get it. You're working towards the thing, but figure your schedule out. It's been a disaster the last month. I mean, it's not just these games where it's like 2-2-3 where you should be having more teams play, but you've had 6 and 7 game breaks already for OKC and Phoenix, and they could probably use it now, that's for sure. Lots of trade talk now too between Phoenix and Miami. We'll get into some ins and outs. There's a little bit to cover there, but we got Lindy 50. That is down below. If you guys want to jump into the premium Discord, which obviously a lot more games going on here on Thursday, and then way more, like 7 or 8 of them there on Friday. We'll have NFL Lindy stuff. You can get all those plays early. First place I post them, down at the Discord below. So you can sign up using Lindy50 to get 50% off your first week or your first month. That is $10 for a week, $25 for a month. Would be awesome to see you there. Plus there's a little bow. It's adorable. But producer Jacob, he's back on hand. I'm very excited about that. Good to see him. Let's party. Let's dance. 3 games. Let's get to the picks. Game number 1, Detroit taking on Boston. Massive Q tag that exists in this one. Jason Tatum, Jordan Walsh and Jaden Springer, if anybody cares about them too. They're people too. They're people too. They're not very good though. Jason Tatum, very, very good at the basketballs. And Jordan Walsh, he does have 1 start on the season, so I find that to be wild. But Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren, everybody's healthy there on the Detroit side. And they could be playing Boston without arguably their best player. Jaylen Brown has something to say about that during the playoff run last season, but you're still going to be looking at a 14, 13.5 total. It has been bet down a little bit here to like the 12.5 realm. And, well, there's just not a lot to mine out of this game until you have Jason Tatum's status in tow. Now, Eric, do you have any kind of a lean here? Well, it's a kind of a weird spot where you have a couple of days and then don't play again till Saturday. And, well, it's just such a weird NBA week where you have Boston getting an opportunity to just rest their main guys. And then if they want to push the limit on a couple of these other starters, they can definitely do that. So it does stand out as it's like a true 50-50 in my mind here right now. But what I don't understand is how Drew Holiday went to go just out there chucking the basketball ad nauseum the last 2 games. Look at this. 7 for 14, 8 for 26 from the field, 4 for 17 from 3 against Memphis. Probably shouldn't have been walking in Memphis. Oh, that game was in Boston. But Drew Holiday, not very good stuff to lead the Boston Celtics in scoring their 23 points he had in that game. Very inefficient shooting. 31% from the field, 23.5% from 3. Not the stuff you're looking for. So I do expect Drew Holiday to go back to the rivers and the streams that he's used to, which is rebounds, assists, filling up a stat sheet in other ways. He averages 4.2 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game. Played only 30 minutes in that spot. I do expect more minutes, even in like blowout style-esque games. Rebounds plus assists, 7.5. My biggest problem is that it's juiced at minus 138 here with the Jason Tatum news pending. So I'm going to make it a lean here for right now, because if I knew that Jason Tatum was out, this would be moving up to 8.5. It would be probably still juiced towards that over. But right now, I'm waiting for more books to put that number out here. It does look good in my sheet as of right now. If you have Tatum out, it's not looking very good otherwise. And as such a huge Q tag. Not sure if Boston just wants to rest him all week here. Probably my least favorite game to be betting on the slate. That's ironic too with the last game, considering I love taking injury news into account. How about we talk a little trade news and taking that into account? Toronto getting 10.5, taking on Miami. Huge news on their side. As if things weren't already tough enough without Emmanuel Quickley and Bruce Brown. Scotty Barnes going to be out for at least the next couple of weeks with an ankle injury. That right ankle he turned, and now you're going to look at Davion Mitchell, Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, Agbaji, and Pirtle. I mean, those are going to be your main 5 guys. You're probably going to see Jamal Sheed worked into this rotation a little bit more. They do have the opportunity to fire up more minutes for Kelly Olynyk. Does he have revenge in his heart against his former Miami Heat? Well, he's had a lot of former teams. Well, 2 that I can think off the top of my head. Boston as well. But Miami, this is an interesting one with Jimmy Butler now questionably on the trade block. Now, he has a no trade clause. So there's only 4 dance partners that he's really agreed to at the moment. All Western Conference guys. Getting himself out of the Eastern Conference here. The Warriors make the most sense if you ask me. I think they have some assets and some things they can move. Oklahoma City, it's weird that they're not on his list, because They have all the draft picks, and I think Miami would be happy to hoard some of those, hold on to them, because if you're trading Jimmy Butler you're not going to get equal value in return, that's for sure. They could probably have the Suns take in Bradley Beal, but obviously this is a betting show. This is not me talking about my NBA theories or trying to work through the trade machine. That is so fun, though. We have Toronto getting a lot of points here. I have this closer to 8. Now, Jimmy Butler, there's two lines of thinking. One, he wants to play really, really well, up his opportunity there, but Miami doesn't want him to play very well. People know who Jimmy Butler is. Like, Jimmy Butler is a very good, very top echelon basketball player, two-way basketball player. Doesn't really go crazy here in regular seasons recently. I mean, he's basically saved it up for crazy postseason runs. But yeah, they kind of want to put him on bubble wrap to some extent. And obviously with a 10, 11 point spread, he's played 34, 35 minutes the last two. Things have been working in reverse, although they've beaten Phoenix and Cleveland. He lives in Miami. Do we have a ton to complain about? But Miami, maybe they have different ideas for him here. All I know is that I've got this closer to 8.5. If it were a team other than Toronto and, obviously missing like their two best players in Quickly and Barnes, I'd probably be all right with just like locking this straight out. But don't force it. 11.5 is the number that I was able to get. It's at 10.5 right now. I moved in the last like 20 minutes since recording this, 30 minutes since recording this. These numbers have just sat around buoyed all day long. It's more of a stale market than what we've seen in other times. And yet I think this is a really nice piece of value. So as long as you're getting double digits on the Toronto side, I like this for a half unit. Speaking of half off stuff, well, 50% off the premium Discord there at Tails. You guys want to come ask me questions? Trust me, whether it's DFS, yeah, I'm talking DFS in there. Whether it's pick'em cards, yeah, we're talking pick'em cards all the live long day. Whether it's sports bets, obviously, I'd hope so. That's what you're signing up for down in Tails. You just go to the link below. Sign up using Lindy50, and your first week or first month, get them 50% off. Not a whole lot else to add. Let's get to the last game of the night. What you know about parlay? We got Sacramento, 5.5 point favorites taking on New Orleans. New Orleans starting to get some bodies back. DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum been back out there for a couple of games. We're starting to accumulate sample size and how the two of them are going to work together. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Eva Smith's been starting here. Jordan Hawkins not going to get back here for Thursday, but gives them a couple of extra days here with this weird schedule to work him back in there. Jose Alvarado sounds like he's a week and a half away. Brandon Ingram, longtime Zion Williamson. I never know Zion Williamson. As for Sacramento, you get Malik Monk. He's been in this starting lineup for the last couple of games. We're starting to accumulate some sample size there. He's been sitting right around a 24% assist rate now in the last few, and that's sharing the floor with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, two guys who traditionally have been the guys racking up assists. Kind of playing a little bit of a different role now in this starting unit, trying to facilitate some offense. In New Orleans, 230.5 total. That's a spicy meatball, and that's because you're getting McCollum, you're getting Murray out there, and not these no-namers that they were rolling out. I mean, Alfred Payton, he has a name. 20 assist game so far this season. Also, he's not on an NBA team at the moment, so there's that. But we've got a very interesting spot here where I think both Malik Monk, his points plus assists, and DeJounte Murray points plus assists look way too low for me. Let's talk through DeJounte Murray, shall we? 171 minutes. 171 minutes sharing the floor with CJ McCollum so far this season. The guy has a 30% assist rate, so I definitely think between him and McCollum, more ball handling duties going to DeJounte Murray. But despite a 24.2% usage in that sample size, we've got a 45% true shooting percentage and a 39.9% effective field goal percentage. If you aren't keen to what those numbers mean, they're dog shit. That's about as bad as you could humanly possibly shoot a basketball. He's first percentile in both departments. So if you've looked at DeJounte Murray for his entire career and worked through his numbers, he's going to get better. It has to. It cannot possibly get worse. He's too young. He's too talented. I have to expect good things are coming his way. And against a Sacramento team that doesn't bring a whole hell of a lot of defense, especially when you don't roll out Keon Ellis and instead go with Malik Monk, when you don't roll out, I guess Kevin Huerter is probably a bad example, not exactly the best guy in any capacity there, but Colby Jones even defensively did play 20 minutes last game. Curious what to make of those minutes because Keon Ellis got sent to the Shadow Realm. 16 minutes. Well, he got mixed in a little bit, but my point here, I think both of these players' points plus assists based on their offensive responsibilities are too low. Why not parlay them together when you're getting plus 243 at Hard Rock, plus 230 at Fliff? If you're in a state, again, 46 of 50 states have Fliff available to you. That's a plus 230. Both of those are extremely positive EV. So if you want to take them individually, sounds great. But for once, I wanted to give you something fun on this 3-gamer. You've trudged through back-to-back 2-game slates. Here is your reward. Well, as long as it hits, of course. Plus 243. DeJounte Murray over on the portfolio. Malik Monk over on the portfolio on the points plus assist categories. Let's fire it up. Let's win some money. And that does it for a Thursday edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for, again, 3 games. It's more than 2. That's hashtag math. Anyway, we've got NFL Lindy's coming your way as well. Huge divisional game in the NFC West. We got Rams visiting San Francisco. Can't wait to watch that one. I broke the ins and outs of that down to check out everything over at the Odd Chopper channel. Thank you, producer Jacob. Friday. Oh, we'll have some normality to finish out our week. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Thursday.